Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. Welcome to your reading for October 3rd through the 9th. We're going to take a look using the 9-card spread at the energy of this week. Get some advice on how to manage this energy. We're going to use the energy of the moon as it progresses through the week to help you to figure things out. Wow, this looks so nice so far. What's going on here? Wow, that was fast. Ooh, so much major arcana too. Here we go. All right, so there's a need to find some balance here for sure. So we have the energy of the Hanged Man, and underneath the Hanged Man, because it caught my attention, was the Six of Pentacles. That's why I feel like this balancing energy needs to come through. So the opportunity to take a deep breath and really let divine timing come into play here is what it feels like. There's a transformation that is happening. Things are moving, but I think you want things to move and be done now. I have a Capricorn rising, and I'm like, aren't I supposed to have this stuff done yet? And yet it doesn't. The energy really hasn't been supportive of it, and so there's a need to allow yourself to pull in and rest a little bit. And I want to say receive the messages of the universe. The universe is talking to you. They're trying to speak to you through your heart space. Are you connecting in? Are you making the time for meditation so you can receive the messages that they're trying to bring in? Because they are definitely knocking on the door saying, we have something to tell you that will help you to understand what your next steps are and what it is that you're trying to do. There's a huge transformation going on this week. Holy cow. All right, so the energy here in the center, that's super interesting. The key to the situation is the healing. The healing begins the Six of Swords, the moving on to calmer shores. And so maybe you've been really busy and pushing really hard and you need to rest up a little. Maybe your health is a little bit challenged if you are like me at Capricorn Rising. What's going on with that big retrograde that's happening in the 6th house of your physical body requires some actual physical healing. And so that's something to keep in mind. If you're a Capricorn Sun or Moon, it could be something else that's coming up, but the need to rest and heal and to also move away from stress. This feels like stressors because the Six of Swords is always about the stuff that's up in your mind that needs to bring it in. But because we also have this 6 here, this need to bring things into balance, and we are in Libra season, the season of balance, and we have the Hanged Man, which is taking the pause, taking the breath, and waiting for the knowledge and the enlightenment and the information to come to you. So maybe you've been trying really hard to figure everything out, and it's almost like rest your brain a little. Rest your brain a little, move to calmer waters, and stop trying to overthink it so that the information that's trying to filter through can actually filter through. So bringing your actions into alignment with your desires is the way to be moving forward here. We have here the card of trying to figure out something around the community, the share the love in the 3 of Cups. It almost feels like I'm trying to decide, where do I fit in? Where do I fit in my place of business? Where do I fit in within my family, within my friends group, within my community? There's something of trying to find your niche and where you fit in and where you're comfortable and where your tribe resides, because here in the obstacle we have the feeling alone, like I am left out, people are not communicating with me, and so part of this healing process is understanding and being willing to release and let go of people are going to grow in their own time and direction. We all are doing it. And so places where we used to fit in, we don't necessarily fit in now. And honestly, when it comes to family, those are the people, those are the souls that we are learning the hardest lessons from usually. And so there's a lot more triggering. And some people have those beautiful families and they all seem to get along. And that's fabulous. And congratulations if that is your situation. It seems to me a vast majority of us, that is where the idea of what it is that you need to heal over the course of the lifetime gets imprinted in you, and it keeps coming back up. And this full moon happening in conjunction with Chiron and Aries is definitely bringing up inner child wounding. And so issues around the family could be cropping up out of freaking nowhere, and you're like, wait, I thought I was moving things forward, but wait, first I have to stop and fill up my own cup of love. Because in the heart space where your energy is being drained is this Ace of Cups. And so this love abounds. And if it's in the heart space and it's like draining out on you, that means that you need to be able to care for yourself, love yourself, nurture yourself, take care of yourself, put yourself first. Always put yourself first in the matters of self-love. Right? That's not narcissistic. That is putting your oxygen mask on first when the pressure drops in the cabin. If you are not taking care of yourself, you don't have anything to give to anyone else anyways in any arena of your life, and you get depleted. And so doing things to take care of yourself, to rebalance. And so this observer card is really asking you to take a moment, to take a pause and a breath and look around and see things from a different perspective. And really focus on what it is that you need. Because here in the heart space moving forward, we have the moon, but again, you see the shadow of the small child. And so I think this week we definitely go a little bit deeper, and it's called confront. And I think that full moon, as we're building toward it, because always the energy of something building towards something is always when it's the most intense. And so I'm thinking definitely over the weekend, as once the moon moves into Aries, these things are really going to come up, but I think they've already started to sneak and creep in, and you know that this is what needs to be transformed, because here we have the Death card, and the Death card is stepping out of the negative, lower vibrational energy into the light. And so there's an opportunity here to really transition your life through some healing, some major healing. When the zodiac wheel, when things are out of balance, you reach across the zodiac. So Capricorn, for you, reaching across to Cancer is the way to balance the wheel, because the wheel of zodiac is balanced because the opposite of each sign, the strengths and the weaknesses balance out. And Cancer is all about nurturing, right? And here you have the card of Cancer, the Chariot, in how do you transform the situation? This is the card of transformation, and how do you transform this situation? It is through moving, okay? This is not necessarily, this is not the I have to move. It could be. So it could be a change of a job. It could be a change of a group of friends. It could be a change of, it could be physically getting up and moving because you're not feeling well, and that helps you with your healing. But what this card really is about is understanding that the movement, the actions that you take should be in alignment with your heart's desire. What are you trying to accomplish? And if the actions you're taking do not align with your desire, then it's not an efficient way to use your energy, and that could be depleting you and draining you. So for instance, if a certain family member irritates the crap out of you and you're always exhausted after spending time with them, does that move you toward joy to hang out with them? Can you reduce the amount of time? Sometimes it is a responsibility you can't walk away from, but there are boundaries you can put up, safe, healthy boundaries, right? So moving in a very balanced way, driving the chariot forward, honoring our commitments to ourselves and to others. Ourself and to others, right? And so there's kind of around that energy. There is an opportunity for some real clarity to come in this week. Oh my gosh, there's so much for that. That Pluto being stationing direct in your sign this week is in trine and has been in trine with Mercury, who stationed direct last week and now is moving forward in Virgo, all about organizing and creating a plan to really change and shift things around. And so that is very helpful. There's an illumination here of the clarity coming through from a grand air trine, where we have the moon conjunct Saturn. Saturn rules your sign, also rules Aquarius. It's at home in Aquarius. And in Aquarius, the moon in Aquarius is going to trine with the sun conjunct Venus and Mars. So there you have the divine masculine, divine feminine in Gemini. And so lots of clarity about what action to take that's very balanced, will allow you to move forward and give you this clarity that you need in order to confront and take the proper action. But overall, the most important thing, you have the card of the High Priestess. This is listen. This is listen to yourself. Listen to your body, listen to your emotions, listen to what's coming up, what is being brought forward this week. That divine feminine energy is super high. make time to connect with spirit. Make time for meditation. Take some time out to allow the healing to happen in whatever level and whatever way it needs to. So when that moon on Monday is in your sign, Capricorn, and we've got this trine energy with Uranus and Taurus and Mercury and Pluto conjunct the moon, you have embraced the feminine and embraced spirit. This is connecting in with spirit so you know how to nurture and grow. The Empress wants to grow something here. And so the more that you connect in with your divine feminine energy here, you will be able to see what needs to come next. There's a definite need to observe what needs to happen next. That moon is going to move into that Aquarian energy where we get that grand trine on Tuesday and Wednesday. Very helpful energy here. I'm looking at the wrong card. And here you have compassion. Perfect. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. I think the hardest place to find the forgiveness, to find love is for ourselves. But if we can master that in ourselves, loving and having kindness and compassion toward others becomes a piece of cake. When we recognize that we are having a human experience and in this incarnation we are not perfect and then we're here to learn and grow. It is Earth School. When we recognize that and honor that in ourselves, then we can easily say to others, well, they probably just didn't know what they were doing. And it's easier to forgive them and to step back, to take the observer role, to not be in the middle of it, but to get a little distance and go, oh, I see the bigger picture, right? I see the bigger picture, this golden eagle here. I see the bigger picture. And a little bit of distance will often help. I'm really curious to see what happens here. So let's get into that moon in Pisces, right? This is where the Pisces card showed up here in the heart space, this confront energy. The moon is going to sextile with Taurus, Uranus and Taurus that wants to kind of blow things up. And it's a square off with action-oriented Mars there, and here we have Little Red Riding Hood for the card that came out. So I have this new deck, and so I'm going to actually read right from the deck, but it is the 6 again. So it is this healing energy, this soulmate kind of energy here, and Little Red Riding Hood says, beware, there is great danger around the corner. If you have to go through the woods, do not leave the path. Be careful about what you do and what you say. Don't trust people too lightly. Be cautious. Be on your guard. A wolf is eager to eat you. Wow. So the best thing you could do right now is just to keep yourself out of his way and not leave the path that will lead you safe, home safe and sound. Okay, look. Observe. Pay attention to what's going on around you. I really think that the more that you are willing this week to rest and relax, pull your energy in, avoid conversations with people that irritate you, that spark you up, that make you say things you may not want to say. This energy of Mercury trining Pluto is very illuminating. Truths are going to come out of nowhere. Some of those truths we don't want to see. I was telling my Capricorn friend, and so she's probably watching this, I was telling her this is the energy of, you may have forgot to put on your underwear and you don't remember that until you bend over and everybody can see everything. So you're just going to, not all the truths you don't want to come out. So watch your mouth, watch what you say, listen more than you speak. Both of these cards about being very aware and observing and listening, and there are no cards here about speaking up. It's really not, because up here in the Ace of Swords, which is about your truth though, but it's in your thoughts, it's in how to create abundance, it's not in speaking out. And even though this week has a lot of energy around what is true for you, I don't think you need to explain to other people just yet what is true for you. I don't think that's something you're going to want to share when we have a Little Red Riding Hood here. So also I want to say on a very practical note, be careful, not to be clicking onto things randomly. Be aware if you are in the disaster zones that these people that come in and they say things like, oh, well, if you give me a bunch of money, I can reconstruct your house. Don't, you know, there's a wolf there's a lot of predators that are going to come out of nowhere in the construction industry and also in cars. If you are going to be buying a used car over the next year, buy it from somebody you know who has driven that vehicle, because they're going to take all of these cars that have been drowned in all these floodwaters, and they're going to clean them up and make them look nice, and they're going to start shipping them to all the used car lots everywhere. People who have been dying for a car because of the situation that we have with the supply chain, all of a sudden there's going to be this preponderance, this overabundance of used cars available, and they will have been flooded, and they are not necessarily a good bet. So buyer beware. You know, this Little Red Riding Hood feels very much like buyer beware on a lot of things, that there are people out there looking to either get your money on the internet, donate to this fund to support go through the Red Cross. Go through something that you know is a trusted source. Do not just be sending your money to somebody that's standing, you know, in a booth somewhere going, I'm collecting money to send it to the hurricane victims. Don't do that, okay? The buyer beware, really strong energy. And with that moon in Pisces, you know, that really makes us feel very compassionate and very caring. And maybe that's not something that you should be kind and compassionate and caring, but you should be clever about the way you're doing it. So watch out for that. So that full moon, I don't know where that came from. So somebody really needed to hear that. So that full moon in Aries happens on Sunday. The moon is in Aries on Saturday and Sunday. It is happening at 16 degrees and 33 minutes. It is conjunct Chiron, that wants to heal the inner child, that really wants to work with you here. There is this energy of, it's happening at 4:55 p.m. And so that 55 minutes, it's 5 plus 5. It's changed. Add it together, you get the 10, the Wheel of Fortune. You also get that gateway number of the 1010 gateway. And so it really illuminates the way forward on the gateway. Here you have... I think these two came out earlier together for somebody. I could be wrong. It would have been Libra if it did. Because Libra got the card of perfection. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody has to be perfect. We work to be better, obviously. But the need to be perfect, that is an unwieldy, heavy burden to bear, and nobody should bear it. So we shouldn't expect it of ourselves, which is the first and the hardest thing for Capricorn. Don't expect it of yourself, and then you can't expect it of others either, because that's not fair. So nobody's perfect. We're here to become a more perfect soul, like to learn something, self-mastery here. But you have Ganesha. And Ganesha is about overcoming obstacles. And so I think there's a real opportunity here to overcome this feeling alone, this 5 of Pentacles, feeling out on the own. This is a real opportunity to heal the inner child coming in with this. So allow the healing to flow through you. And I want to say overcoming obstacles, of course, Capricorn superpower. But I want to say don't create more obstacles for yourself by not heeding the advice of Little Red Riding Hood, and speak only with words of kindness and compassion, and detach. This says, oh, it says detach. I thought it said death. I was like, I want you to detach. It's not the death card. I'm dyslexic. It's the Justice card. It's the 11th. Detach from the outcome. I like that so much better. It makes more sense with everything else that was going on here. Detach. Okay. It's fun being dyslexic. Detach from your feelings of being left out. Detach from whatever is not allowing you to heal. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Observe from a distance, listen, detach. You don't have to tell anybody what you're thinking. In fact, I really think you shouldn't. Oh, I need to take this one. Keep your heart open. Embrace the flow of life. Reflect on your priorities. Detoxify. For some of you, this healing, detoxify could be from a relationship. It could be your physical body. I don't want you to do one of those dramatic detoxes. I am not a fan of that. I do have a degree in nutrition dietetics. I'm not a fan of that. But detoxing, removing doubts and insecurities and worries. That's another way. Emotionally detaching will help you to detox. This is interesting. Okay, and then assess the situation and relax. So, assessing the situation, taking a higher vantage point, seeing things from a different vantage point, seeing things more clearly. This is a week to really assess the situation. It is Virgo moon here, and that is that Virgo working with Pluto in your sign that's really helping you to do this. And this relax. Remember what I said about working across the zodiac? It is the new moon in Cancer that says to relax. Relax so that you can become more in aligned, so that your thoughts, your feelings, your actions become more in alignment with what you truly want to manifest and create for yourself. But this is a week to not push, to relax, to heal, and to allow things, I really think, to flow to you so that they can flow through you. And again, buyer beware. Little Red Riding Hood's a little frightening here. All right, you guys take good care. I hope I see you at the premiere. You can ask me questions in the chat if you want. I pull cards, more cards about this full moon that's coming up for each sign of the zodiac. And I'm on Facebook every day. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up and you're still watching, please do so. I would truly appreciate it. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.